Welcome to the summer session for General Physics 2. I wanted to show you a little bit about Blackboard for some of you are not necessarily familiar, but this is at least once you get into Blackboard, and I will have this connected as a YouTube video as well. So what you'll end up doing is you'll go to the NOC website and you will log on to Blackboard through the website or however you want to access Blackboard. But once you have gotten to that point, you'll put in your user ID. That's the same one that you use for your MyNOC and all of that good stuff, and your user password. Once you open up Blackboard, you're going to see Blackboard Ultra. We're now in Blackboard Ultra. And just as a reminder, I'm recording this video before things are actually released, but you're going to see something very, very similar to this. So when you go in, you're going to see your courses. So this late 6, I am teaching 3 courses. I've got the General Physics 2 class, I have the General Physics 2 lab, and I have Intro to Process Technology. So you'll see my 3 courses. First thing I do want to tell you is that everyone that is in General Physics 2 is in the same General Physics 2 laboratory. So we will not be using the General Physics 2 item here. So you could either hide it, you can hide it, and this is how you would hide the course. You would click on the 3 dots and you can hide the course, and you won't necessarily see that course anymore. So you don't necessarily have to go into it. So I did put a couple of reminders in there so you can get it off of your screen and you don't have to worry about it anymore. Then you're going to see your general physics course. I've put in a designated banner so it makes it easy for you to be able to see. And then once you do that, you'll just click on your course and it will open it up. Now, this is a hybrid, or it's an online live course. I teach it very much like a hybrid course. You are actually looking at the instructor view right now, so I'm going to go ahead and look at it as the student preview. And so this would be exactly how you will see it in your Blackboard. Now, I will be showing you as we go through the semester and as we go through our various Zoom times, you're going to see my Blackboard quite a bit because I try to show you where everything is, but a lot of things are very much the same. I do want you to take a little bit of time to get yourself familiar with the new Ultra, because some of you may not have been in Blackboard before, but a couple of things that are really important right off the top. This is your direct Zoom link for the class. So you don't necessarily have to go traipsing around to find it. And so you do have that Zoom link right there. You'll click on it and it will take you to the Zoom. We will meet at 4 o'clock Monday through Thursday. Your schedule says that you have class 3 days a week and lab 1 day a week. We have to do that for our scheduling system, but I will be on at 4 o'clock each weekday. Except for this semester, we do have 4th of July that's on a Thursday, and we will not be having class on 4th of July. So you do have a little bit of extra material there. Now, when you get into Blackboard, some critical things to look at right away. One is this is the content page. You have your links to your grade books, your messages, our discussions. You can go directly to that, and any announcement will show up immediately on your Blackboard. But this little box right here, that little envelope, you can directly message me right away, and I encourage you to do that. The messaging system in Blackboard Ultra is really, really good. So that does help us a lot. Then you'll scroll down and you'll see the usual things. But then I have learning modules here. And you'll see the 3 started learning modules. One is access to your book and other resources. We're going to go through that here in just a minute. There is your laboratory materials. So you do have your laboratory materials right there. And then our first module of simple harmonic motion. So you can go straight to that. Additionally, you have a number of other resources right through here. Here's your link to Blackboard Student Help. Here are your links to resources for academic and student services. There's the NOC academic calendar. You, in case the way I run this class, you shouldn't have to take a proctored exam. This is considered an online live class, so we don't necessarily are required to do a proctored exam. And I see enough of you and I see enough of your work that I am not too concerned about that. But those are how you would get to our testing centers. And then this is how you would link to the bookstore. Your book is linked through Blackboard, so you already have that to be accessed there. So first thing you might want to do is go to the course welcome and navigation. If you click on that first, you've got a little bit about me. I have a student contract that I really want you to look at. It's making sure that you can get into Blackboard. It's making sure that you're aware that a lot of this is going to be kind of self-study and that I'm in here for facilitation and that you're going to be committed to making our attendance policies and all of those lovely things. You've got some prerequisites and technical skills. Most of the information in here is generalized information, links to the academic integrity, accessibility links, net etiquette, how to forward your email account, all those kinds of helpful hints in here. But basically, you want to go in, make sure you complete the student contract, and as time permits, kind of look through that useful information. You also have my other instructor information with my office hours. We're in the summer. I am running several research projects. I will be on the 3 campuses on given times. I usually will announce that as we go through our Zoom sessions. So for example, I'm on the Tonkawa campus on Monday morning, June 24th for the start. I'll be on the Enid campus that afternoon and vice versa. So you'll be able to, and several students have come in, and I will be periodically on the Stillwater campus, and I will announce those as those come available. If you need to schedule a meeting with me, this takes you to my calendar, and you should be able to schedule a meeting, or just email me or message me, and I'd be more than happy to send you a Zoom link to help you out. Here's a copy of our syllabus. It's an online live class. You have a lot of materials. The way I run this class is very much flipped. You have lots of videos ahead of time. Most of our video time together is going to be, or our Zoom time together is going to be specific for questions that you all have. So if you have a question, email me, contact me ahead of time, use the Ask Your Instructor feature in WebAssign, and we will definitely address any of those. I'll help you with the laboratories. We'll do some review of the material, some of the sticking points, but you have an awful lot of resources, probably more resources to learn physics than anything else. I firmly believe that to learn physics, you have to practice it. So unfortunately for you all, we're in a compressed situation for 6 weeks. And that means that you have a lot of homework to do at a very rapid pace. But it's that homework, it's the working through the problems that actually helps you learn the physics. So I get really positive responses for the format of this class. I encourage you to communicate with me about what's working, what's not working. If you need a little bit of help, please let me know. I also am providing disclaimers, references, and documentation. One of the issues that we're seeing right now, and if you've been following the news on a lot of different things, is the idea of academic dishonesty or plagiarism or a variety of things. And on top of that, we're dealing with the advent of AI tools. So I am taking responsible AI. I've gone through some AI essential training. I have been working with AI now for almost 2 years, and there's a lot of information, a lot of good that can come out of it, a lot of fun things that can come out of it, but there are a lot of concerns. But one of the things is that we want to be ethically using the materials and resources. So I have listed here some disclaimers, references, and documentation. We will be using some AI generated materials so that I will let you know what those are. I will be upfront about them. I will even tell you where I've used them and how I have gone about them. But I also am using licensed materials such as WebAssign and our textbook. Those are licensed materials. I work with a variety of colleagues, and so some of our laboratories are coming from different sources. So I'm trying to provide as many documentation and credits as to where I've gotten my information. And as science professionals, and you all are going into science fields, that is becoming increasingly important. You just have to go back and look at the news about how some people have been fired for self-plagiarism. They've used their own material and didn't reference it enough. So that is one of those things that we have to really look at. So I'm trying to model good behavior, and so I am providing you those references. First thing I would like you to do is to have you introduce yourselves. We're in a class, you've got colleagues, and a lot of you may be in a class with a partner. And please, physics is also a team sport. So if you can find a study group or you do have a laboratory partner, I totally encourage you to do that. But when it comes time for tests and quizzes, I do expect you to do your own work. Those are things that we're going to use our academic honesty here. We're going to use our honor code, and I am hoping that you are going to submit your own work. Now, working with partners to do the homework problems, working with partners for the laboratories, great, wonderful. But again, when it comes time to do your laboratory memos, your memoranda, your laboratory questions, I expect you to use or respond to the questions as your own work with proper acknowledgement of your laboratory partners. So that is something that's there. So first thing to do is to introduce yourself. So we have 3 modules that are started. We're going to start with simple harmonic motion, and this is going to look like a number of the modules that we have. But I want to show you what you have here. You have access to your book and other learning resources. So if you click open this folder, it's going to give you the link to your textbook. You've got the link to my physics YouTube channel. There will be a specific YouTube channel for this class, so any Zoom meetings that I do, I try to copy them and upload them so that you guys have them. One of the beauties of going into YouTube is it does provide some closed captioning, so that does help you. You have laboratory resources in here. You've got a link to a laboratory memo template. You've got a link to a Word document. There's a laboratory memo example. You've got, this is the Microsoft Word template. You've got links for, we're going to be using Firefox on smartphones for several of our labs, how to convert video into MP4, the video analysis tool. You have a host of laboratory resources. Additionally, if you do not have access to Microsoft Outlook or Microsoft Office products and Google Sheets, I've provided you a link there. Some people do not like our textbook, so I have provided you a link to an open resource textbook. I have provided you a link to an open source mathematics textbook to help you out, helping you with graphing, more video analysis tools, references, and guides. I also have provided you a link to CAM Scanner. It is an app that you can use on your phone, and if you use your student email, you can unlock the premium features, and that is a great way to scan in your documents to upload them as PDF files. And I would request that we do PDF files because I can open PDF files. I don't have a whole lot of trouble with those, and that is very helpful. You've got tutor.com, how to cite resources, tools for effective writing. And the last semester in my General Physics 1, we have USB to USB-C adapters because if you'll start noticing, a lot of the new computers are now all USB-C 3 or USB-Cs, and we still have a lot of gizmos that we plug in that are direct USBs. So that gives you a variety of resources. So this folder will get you to your textbook. This folder has a lot of additional resources, and as we develop over the class, we may be adding more resources there. Your laboratories are all here. One thing about labs is that you must complete 75% of the laboratories. We have 12 scheduled laboratories, which means you have to complete 8 out of the 12. Now, actually, we only have 11 because the last one counts double. And those are in, and you already have your first 2 laboratories there. They're going to follow a similar pattern each time when you go in. You'll have a description of the laboratory that is out there. I've added something new this semester. I'm trying to give you the scoring right up front. We may or may not have a discussion with each laboratory, but I'm going to try to do some of that. And then I've got submit your PDF of your laboratory memorandum. So I'm trying to make it fairly easy for you to follow along. And this one, because I've adapted a laboratory and I've changed it up, I've got survey questions to try and find out what did you like about it, what did you not like about it. And you'll see those periodically throughout the semester, but surveys are not graded. It's helping make the, see what went well, what didn't go well associated with the labs. And I will tell you, these first 2 labs are due at the end of the week because, again, we've only got 6 weeks and we're on a time crunch and we got to get the labs rocking and rolling. So we'll talk more about the laboratories each time. Simple harmonic motion, this is what we're going to start with. And each of the modules is going to look very similar. As we go through, you're going to have a set of lecture videos, and you'll see lots of different lecture videos. You may see a PowerPoint, you may see some other information, and these are the videos that I really expect you to watch. Those are the ones where I will put our weekly videos or our daily videos from Zoom. If it's about a lab, I'm going to put it in the laboratory. If it's about a lecture topic, I'm going to put it in this lecture laboratory or this lecture item. I usually will send out an announcement that says that they've been posted, but this is where those are going to be. The supplemental example videos, examples, additional resources, all of these are extra helps. Those are all extra helps. As we move through the material, you might find worked homework problems. You might find connections to example problems. You might find links to other materials that goes in there, demonstrations, tone generation, all kinds of information that's in here. So you can actually see and look through how this material is there. You've got additional resources, again, flipping physics, the organic tutor, things that I think might be helpful to you as you are working through the problem. So if you get stuck on a homework problem, if you get stuck on a concept, I encourage you to go into these extra folders here because those are going to have useful information. All of your assignments will be in the assignments folder. So whether that is a Blackboard assignment, except for your laboratories are up here, but your general homework, your quizzes, some one-off assignments, those are all going to be there. And you'll see that these will link you to your Cengage homework, and then there's a quiz. I try to have enough quizzes so I can drop a quiz. We are looking at our homework. Each week, how I deal with attendance is I make sure that you're doing a weekly review. Tell me how things are going. Tell me what problems you want me to work. Tell me what things aren't going well. Those things in there. And that's what I use for attendance. I am not going to go through each Zoom meeting and call attendance. If you're doing your weekly reviews, you're attending the class. We are an attendance taking institution, and so I do have to monitor attendance, but this is how I do it. So you have that information. So that gives you kind of an overview as to how the class works. I do want to show you the couple of other features. Gradebook will take you to your grades and your gradebook. The calendar, when you click on calendar, you can look at it by day or by month. So we know we've got some things that are due. And if you look at these little dots, that tells you due dates right there. And then you can scroll into your calendar and actually see the items that are due. So you actually can go in and see those items, click on them, or you can click on it as a due date. Give it a second to catch up with me. And it will give you the list of the schedule by due date. So there's a couple of different ways that you can go in and utilize your material. So hopefully this gives you an overview of how to use Blackboard, where to find things in Blackboard. I encourage you to look at that. I encourage you, you'll have this video to go back to. But as we go through, I try to show you where everything is due. I try to show you how things are put together. Hopefully you will have a great semester and we can go from there.